One fateful day, as Nicholas proposed to Bisola, and she was very excited, but that would be the beginning of their challenges. On this channel, we use stories to create awareness about mental health. Please do well to like, share and subscribe. Together we grow the mental health community. As the story began, there lived a beautiful woman from a wealthy family named Bisola, who fell in love with a young man named Nicholas. Nicholas was from a poor background, but he was a graduate who survived through menial jobs. Their love was strong that nothing would separate them except death. One fateful day, as Nicholas proposed to Bisola, and she was very excited, but that would be the beginning of their challenges. Bisola's parents swore that Nicholas was not good enough for Bisola because he was poor, but Bisola went against her parents' wish and got married to Nicholas. Bisola dropped out from school because her parents withdrew their support from training her in school, but she felt that love conquers all. Nicholas one morning got a call from a power supply company to report to work, and Bisola could not hold her joy as she hugged her husband. Nicholas just 3 months into the job, and he went for an outside job where he got electrocuted. He lost his life instantly while Bisola was at home waiting to give him the good news of her pregnancy. But she received a horrible news of his death from his colleagues. She fainted immediately and became unconscious. They rushed her to the hospital. When Bisola became conscious at the hospital, all she could shout was Nicholas, calling Nicholas and staring at one direction. Bisola was looking helpless for weeks. As her case got worse, she started shouting and claiming to be seeing Nicholas' ghost, pointing at unseen images. Sometimes she talks to herself, claiming to be talking to Nicholas. 1 year after the burial of Nicholas, Bisola never recovered from the shock about the death of her husband, even after giving birth to a bouncing baby boy. 6 years after the death of her husband, Bisola's episode got worse, that she started looking different, unkempt, and also experiencing serious somatic symptoms like constant headache, body pain, stomach pain, but yet she never bothered going to the hospital. Even when her parents came back to plead for her forgiveness and wanted to take her to the hospital and also to meet a therapist, yet she refused and decided to isolate herself from people. Few days after her parents visited, Bisola slumped and her son cried for help, but before people could come, she was already dead. Bisola suffered complicated grief, also known as prolonged grief disorder, which is characterized by persistent and intense emotional pain, longing for the deceased, difficulty accepting the loss, feeling shocked or disconnected from others. This can affect daily life and overall well-being. The moral lesson of this story is grieving is part of human nature, but it's good to know when you or someone close to you is exceeding the normal stage for grief and then falling into depression.